Are you someone who feels frustrated because even though you have the perfect skincare routine, all the right products, doing the right steps, and you're still not seeing results? Well, that's where I'm here to help. A lot of times we tend to make daily mistakes that no one really talks about that actually really impacts the health of our skin. Yes, you might have the right product, but you're unknowingly making mistakes that are sabotaging all the money you spent on skincare, meaning all your moolah is going down the drain, sis. I'm sorry to this man. Over my long time of using skincare products, I have made each of these mistakes, but never saw anyone really talking about them. And unknowingly, they were hurting and sabotaging my skin. And I don't want that to happen to you, boo. So let's jump into 10 daily skincare mistakes that no one is telling you to fix. Lego! Also, sorry if I'm squinting, you guys. It is so freaking bright this morning and my White Walker eyes are struggling to keep up. So the first mistake that I learned way too late, that's actually like really scary and really important. Make sure you are applying your sunscreen on the back of your ears and the back of your neck. For so long, I was being so strict about applying sunscreen on my face every day, but completely neglecting my ears and neck. And wouldn't you know it, now my ears are like permanently red compared to the rest of my face. And I have sunspots all on the back of my neck. And I would argue that this is equally as important as applying sunscreen on your face, and some of the most common areas for people to start developing skin cancer is on the back of the ears and the back of the neck. They get a lot of sunlight, and especially if you live in a really sunny place, I would say this is an absolute must, and something that I really wish I started doing earlier, because it's such an easy like extra 5 seconds into your routine that can genuinely protect your skin from so much. And even better, what I've started doing as well is applying sunscreen on my arms and my hands every time I do my morning skincare routine. I know that we focus a lot on the face and premature aging and all that kind of stuff, but remember, at the end of the day, sunscreen is there to protect us from really serious skin diseases, and it's such an easy, quick step to add into your routine.
Makes sense to me.
I know you're like, oh my god, Hiram, you're constantly talking about sunscreen. I get it. I'm applying my daily sunscreen. Which, good for you. Brava. For the second mistake, I honestly have to give credit where credit is due. I actually got this tip from Khloe Kardashian. Random, I know, right. But I remember seeing a clip of her talking about how her dermatologist was saying when in the shower to make sure that your hair care products don't go onto your face, and to do your hair care products first and then follow up with your body cleanser and face cleanser afterwards.
I like for my conditioner to be out of my hair, then I could wash it off my body. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes conditioner lingers on your body.
So
and
that's why people get body acne.
Okay.
I learned that from my dermatologist.
And it really got me thinking, I wonder how much my skin is actually being affected by my hair products. Because at that point in time, I was struggling with a lot more texture and bumps on my face. So I started doing that, and I would make sure to wash my hands with soap and water in between using all of my hairstyling products, covering my forehead when I use my hairspray. And when you know it, it helped a lot. And I think this is really important because a lot of times we tend to overlook just how much hair care products can negatively influence our skin, because especially when it comes to styling products, a lot of them use things like drying alcohols, pore clogging ingredients, fragrances, essential oils, irritating dyes. At the end of the day, hair care products are not formulated to be skin tolerable. So if you're not careful with your hair products getting onto your face, they can actually create sensitivity, redness, clog your pores, or cause breakouts and acne.
Oh my god.
And I actually have a lot of people in my comments asking me like, Hiram, I seem to be struggling with breakouts only along my hairline. What could be going on? And to them, I always recommend to be cautious about where you're applying your hair products, making sure they aren't touching your skin. And if you are touching your hair throughout the day, not touching your skin afterwards, because a lot of times our hair care products can be the culprit of so many skin issues. The third mistake, I think a lot of people don't realize is important because we're so used to consuming social media content where people are applying their beauty routines back to back to back, but you need to wait at least a little bit in between applying products. Hey, I get it. I'm a skincare minimalist and I'm always rushing around, so I like to keep my skincare routine a nice 5 to maybe 10 minutes, quick. But I always make sure to wait at least 30 to 60 seconds in between applying each product to allow it to fully absorb into the skin. Because here's the thing, if you're applying like a really powerful exfoliant to your face and you immediately go in with a moisturizer afterwards, before it's sunk in, you could be spreading that formula to your under eye area or other parts of your face that are really sensitive and potentially damaging or irritating your skin. Similarly, if you're using like a retinol eye cream and immediately apply your face exfoliant afterwards, it's likely that those two formulas are going to mix together, which again causes irritation, sensitivity, skin damage, and even breakouts. Giving yourself even just a little bit of time in between each skincare step allows for the product to better absorb and adhere to the skin, so it's not going to be mixing up with everything else that you're putting on your face. And you know what? If you're someone like me who doesn't have a lot of time in the morning and just doesn't want to spend a lot of time looking in the mirror, and so what I always do after rubbing the product into my skin is I will gently press all over where I applied it, and I not only notice that this helps the product absorb better, but if you're someone like me who has more oily skin, you sweat out products because of hot weather, lightly pressing your skin afterwards helps to make your skin appear less oily and greasy, and just really helps your skin soak up every single drop. And like I said before, you don't have to wait a long time in between each step of your skincare routine. Just a good 30 to 60 seconds is enough to make sure that you're avoiding this risk. Oh my god, you guys, this next one is so important, but it baffles me to see how many people just aren't connecting the dots with this mistake, even though it's so simple. Who am I kidding? I'm always judgmental. You guys, clean your makeup brushes and skincare tools. I am always so shocked to see how many people will have like a full-blown 15-step skincare routine, but their makeup brushes are caked the fuck up. Makeup brushes and unclean tools are a breeding ground for bacteria and all the nasty stuff that you do not want to be exposing your skin to, that's only going to make you more likely to break out, have acne, or make your skin look super textured. I remember I offered to do makeup for one of my best friends a few years ago. She offered for me to use her makeup brushes, and at that time she wasn't super into skincare, so I'll give her that. But when she handed over these makeup brushes, they looked like they deserved a spot in the Museum of Natural History. All of her brushes were so caked up, and I asked her, when was the last time you cleaned these? And that girl looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're supposed to clean them?"
Hell no, man. What the
Poor thing literally had no idea. And I know that's not you. I'm sure you know, regularly clean your makeup brushes, but honestly guys, ideally, you should be cleaning them every single time you use them. If nothing else, at least once per week. Because if you're letting your makeup brushes go uncleaned for any longer than that, you are just asking for clogged pores, makeup, and acne. So the next time you want to watch a TV show, just multitask and clean your brushes at the same time. Or even better, just quickly do it at the end of your makeup routine every day. It's gonna help your skin so much. The next one isn't necessarily a mistake, but it's definitely lost potential. For many years, when it came to my nighttime skincare routine, I, like everyone else, would do my nighttime skincare routine right before I got into bed. But if you're a fellow night owl like me, or you go to bed really anytime after sunset, you're missing out on so many skin benefits by not doing your nighttime skincare routine right when it gets dark. Because I typically don't go to bed until like 3 or 4 a.m.
I am so excited to go meet the No Sleep Guide.
That is so many hours that are left just leaving my daytime skincare routine with my sunscreen, all the dirt, oil, sebum on my face, and missing out on the potential of getting all the amazing ingredients from a nighttime skincare routine delivered to my skin even sooner. And I also want to say, one of the things that demotivated me from doing a nighttime skincare routine for so long is, doing my night routine tends to wake me up. If I'm slashing my face with water, washing my skin, I don't know. It just makes me feel more awake afterwards. And for a long time I was like, oh, I don't want to do my nighttime skincare routine because I'm so sleepy, I'm ready to go to bed, and I know it's just gonna wake me up. So now what I'll do on nights where I'm staying in is I'll try to apply my skincare routine as soon as I can after it gets dark. And I totally recommend you do the same, because not only is your skin gonna look better, but it's also gonna guarantee that you actually apply your nighttime skincare routine and don't accidentally fall asleep before you're able to. Just all around, it's so much better to apply your nighttime skincare routine once it gets dark, instead of waiting until right when you're going to go to sleep or when you're feeling too lazy to do it. I see you. On that same note, you know what guys, I get it. It's really hard to be consistent with your skincare routine, especially if you're brand new to skincare. I mean, I'll admit it took a long time before I was able to actually consistently apply a nighttime and daytime skincare routine, because I'm lazy as hell, bruh. I'm a Taurus, okay? It takes a lot of motivation for me to do anything. But looking back on all the nights that I didn't apply a skincare routine because I just felt too lazy, I wish I could tell myself, like, just one thing is better than nothing. I think a lot of times in our heads, when we picture a skincare routine, we feel like we have to do all the different steps, when in reality, even just doing one step is better than nothing. So if you're running out the door in the morning, just apply a sunscreen. You don't need to do your cleanser, your serum, your moisturizer. I mean, obviously, ideally, it would be great if you could do all that. Or if you're lazy at night, you don't want to remove your sunscreen or makeup, I get it. It happens. Just apply an exfoliant over top of whatever makeup you have or sunscreen. That way you have at least one product that is dissolving all the dead skin cells and working to clear that gunk overnight. Or if you're getting ready to go out at night and you're worried that you might not remove your makeup before you go to bed, apply your nighttime skincare routine underneath your makeup base. Even just one thing is better than nothing when it comes to skincare. And so many times in the past I got caught in this myth that if I was going to do my nighttime skincare routine, I needed to do like all 5 or 10 products, when in reality, something is better than nothing. So just remember that if you're someone who's similarly lazy like I am. What number are we on? I don't remember. But the next one actually really helped me a lot in high school when I was struggling with breakouts and acne, and it's definitely a big unknown culprit when it comes to actually making sure our skin stays healthy. Switching out and cleaning your pillowcases. Every single night, our body goes through the process of, shedding water, dirt, sebum, and oil, and a lot of that tends to collect in our pillowcases. So if we're re-exposing our skin every single night to that same pillowcase, we're only asking for any bacteria, dirt, or oil to be reintroduced to our skin overnight and cause a bunch of skin issues. And when I was in high school, I was really struggling with a lot of breakouts and big pimples across my face that just would not go away. So I went to Dollar Tree, I bought 7 pillowcases, and every night I would switch out my pillowcase and wash them once per week. And it made such a big difference in my skin. While I still got, pimples here and there afterwards because I was a teenager and that's just how my skin was in high school, I would say it brought down my pimples and breakouts by 80%. It made a huge difference, and I think a lot of times we tend to overlook things like our sheets, our pillowcases, or our towels and how they can negatively impact our skin. So if you're worried about that and you're consistently noticing skin issues that don't seem to go away even when you're using skincare products, try that for your bedding and towels and you might be surprised by the results. This next one goes out to all my people who shave their face. I am someone who is just blessed with the genetics of really fast growing facial hair. But not in nice spots where I could potentially grow a full beard if I wanted to. No, only awkward spots like my neck and sideburns. So unfortunately, I have the blessing of being able to shave every single day. And like a lot of guys and people out there who shave their face every day, I used to really struggle with a lot of razor burn and breakouts due to my razor burn, and I couldn't find any way to get rid of it. And I wish someone went back in time and just told me to use a single blade razor. I used multi-blade razors for so long just because that's kind of the norm and what everyone uses, but I didn't realize how much sensitivity and irritation they cause. And by just switching to a single blade razor, I noticed a huge reduction in my razor burn, my breakouts and pimples along my neck area. Now the 9th mistake is one of the most common mistakes that I see people make. And honestly, this mistake is too much work, too much waste, and too much money. Point blank, period. Using too many simple serums. I think one of the great things about how popular skincare has become is a lot of people are aware of the benefits of certain types of ingredients like niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, but what I think a lot of people will do is look for products that have these ingredients in the name of the product rather than looking for these ingredients on an ingredient list. And let me break this down. I have a lot of people approach me where they're like, Hiram, am I using too many serums? I'm using the ordinary niacinamide serum, the ordinary hyaluronic acid serum, the ordinary salicylic acid serum, a peptide serum, a glycolic acid serum, and I'm just like, whoa. Those ingredients are great. There are so many benefits to them. But ingredients like niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, or peptides, you can find all of those in one single product rather than having to buy 3 different products with each of those types of ingredients. Very easily, might I add. So many people want to use a dedicated hyaluronic acid serum when in reality, I would say for US products, hyaluronic acid is in 99.99% of the products on the market. So you don't really need a dedicated hyaluronic acid serum or a dedicated niacinamide serum. Now, if you're brand new to skincare and you want to start off with something super simple, yeah, they're great. But the second you start feeling the need to use 3 or 4 serums in your daily or nightly skincare routine, that's where it gets excessive and you can actually see even more skin sensitivity and irritation. Each of those ingredients have so many benefits, and that's one of the reasons that I do believe in order to get some of the best products and results out there, you do need to spend a little bit more than what you would on a very simple or basic skincare product. For example, Crave Beauty uses a lot of these ingredients in their products that are very high quality, but a little bit more expensive than what you would pay for with The Ordinary or Good Molecules. And it's definitely more worth it to invest in a serum that has a bunch of beneficial ingredients all mixed together in one product, rather than using 4 different serums in a skincare routine. So if you feel like that's you and your skincare routine is looking a little bit excessive, just write down all the ingredients that you know you've enjoyed using in the past and search for those in the ingredient lists of products, because chances are you're going to see a lot of your favorite skincare ingredients in one product, and it's going to be much better for your skin, much better for your wallet, and create even less waste. And finally, the very last mistake that I have made and I see so many people make is not knowing when to stop or take a break. I can't even count how many times in the past where I was really wanting to give a product that I bought a full chance when it was clear that this product was only making my skin worse. Or moments where I was using so many different skincare products when it was very clear that my skin just needed a break from all the different treatments I was using. I've had a lot of people approach me saying, Hiram, I bought this new acne serum. I've been using it for the past 2 months, but when I started using it, I started breaking out really bad and I haven't been able to stop breaking out since. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, stop. I get it. You probably bought that product with your hard-earned money, but at that point, it's very clear that you just need to stop using that product or take a break. Now, it's important to give a product a good shot. Like, you don't want to just use it for one day and then decide to never use it again. You gotta give it at least a few weeks. But by week 2 or week 3, if you're noticing that this product is making your skin freak out, break out, red, or sensitive, please stop. It's your body's way of telling you this ain't gonna work. Similarly, if you notice, I am struggling with a bit of darkness on my under eye area, and I have tried so many different eye creams. I actually recently posted a video where I tried every single eye cream ever made to target my dark circles, and I've started recently noticing that the more and more I use my eye creams, the darker and darker my spots are getting, which is a clear sign that my skin is telling me to take a break. Stop using powerful eye creams, stop using powerful treatments, give it up, girly. And when it comes to having healthy skin, this is really important to know. It is critical that you know when to stop using a product or to give your skin a break. I actually will do skin fasts with my skin every like 6 to 9 months, where I completely stop using a skincare routine for about a week, only using sunscreen and then revamping my skincare routine afterwards. This allows my skin basically to just reset in case I've been struggling with any sensitivity or irritation, and it's something I recommend doing to everyone. You gotta listen to your skin, and if a product or routine is not making your skin look better, that's just a sign that those products are not gonna work for you no matter how long you commit to it. And those are all, well, not all of the mistakes that I've learned during my journey through skincare, but a lot of the mistakes that I've personally made that I'm happy to share with you guys so that hopefully you will not do the same thing. When it comes to skincare, it's very normal and natural for us to learn along the way, and it's totally okay if you've been making these mistakes and didn't even realize it. The most important thing is that you learn about it now so that you can correct your skincare routine and be on your happy, merry way to better skin. But I want to know which skincare mistakes you guys have made, so comment down below letting me know, and if you guys like videos like this, please comment letting me know if you want to see more, because I would be more than happy to share even more mistakes, because God knows there's a lot. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and to the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.